Welcome everybody back to the Figure Kit Garage. Brent Krug back again with another out-of-the-box review. And in case you were wondering, no, it was not bargain night at Joe's Crab Shack. This is a kit that Virginia got in the mail this past Wednesday, thanks to Vince Herman and Saturn Models Ltd. This is the Mysterious Island Crab Attack Resin Kit, sculpted by Joe Simon and produced by Saturn Models. And I got to give fair warning, this is not a tiny kit. This is this isn't a shelf hog. This is the shelf itself. This kit is absolutely massive. In terms of part size, overall there's 35 pieces altogether. There are 3 sharp wooden poles, which you'll see in a few minutes. 24 inches of miniature hemp rope, 3 resin spearheads with wood pole handles, and 28 resin pieces left overall. This kit is in 1/12 scale and went for $230 plus shipping. For as big as this kit is size-wise, you definitely get every bit of the money you pay for. Joe Simon, who sculpted this, well known to everybody. He's done quite a few pieces. Most recently, the Prince bust that he did for the Paisley 5 and Dime Facebook group, for the Purple Rain and Sign of the Times busts. The life-size Thing from Another World, as well as the Curse of the Werewolf deluxe wall hangers for Black Art Models. Joe's talent is exceptional, and this kit is absolutely no exception to that. The crab shell you see in front of you, and I'll bring him a little bit closer. This thing measures 7 inches across, but the detail is absolutely amazing. And this kit comes from the 1961 film of the same name, loosely based on the novel by Jules Verne. The movie was set in 1865 about 4 Union soldiers who capture a Confederate guard that escaped their prison compound via a hot gas balloon that they used to escape and drift across the entire United States and over the Pacific Ocean. They get caught up in a storm and they wash up on an island where they run afoul of all kinds of giant creatures and prehistoric animals. The book itself was a sequel to In Search of the Castaways and 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, also by Jules Verne. And we're going to take a look at all these pieces in front of me. Crab legs, anybody? As you can see, Joe did a beautiful job of capturing all the rough textured skin on these crab legs. And they are all keyed. I'm not going to try and put this thing together because a lot of this is going to have to be trimmed and properly fitted to make sure everything fits together properly. And there's 8 crab legs total and 2 giant pinchers. Joe just did an outstanding job on these. And the first of 2 grabby claws. And as far as the crab legs, the crab shell, and the grabber claws themselves, there's very little cleanup, maybe a little bit of retexturing along the surface, but it's not that bad. Cleanup from what I can see so far is absolutely minimal, but the casting is beautiful. And the crab shell is hollow cast, everything else is solid cast. So, and I'll bring in one of the first of the 5 figures that accompany this kit. And this is the one. This will be the victim that sits in the left crab claw. But Joe just did an excellent job on the likeness. Amazing job on the clothing, the rips in the pants. There is a little bit of mold line work to do, as usual with a resin kit. These are unbelievably well done. And as I show each one, I'm going to put each one back in its bag. Virginia wanted this bad enough, and boy, she definitely got a handful. The moment she saw the base after she got it out of the box, first thing she said was, "Damn, this thing's freaking huge." So, and each of the first 20 kits, you automatically get a box art and a certificate of authenticity. But the first 20 kits get an actual Mysterious Island artwork montage on heavy cardstock that's suitable for framing, and I'll show that to you after I go through all the parts and pieces, which is actually a really, really nice print. And here we have number 2. Turn this light on him a little bit more. Get better. There we go. Beautifully detailed clothing. The facial sculpt is really, really well done. The hair sculpt is really nice. Right down to the Confederate style boots that they wore back in 1865. And each one of the arms is keyed. A little bit of putty work, but not too bad. They'll fit right in. Again, seam work. It's going to come with the territory. But he will fit together just like so. Take a little bit of angling to get the spear poles correct, but Joe just does an amazing job with this. I'm actually really surprised. I wasn't really interested in the kit, to be brutally honest, but now that I see it, I can understand why Virginia wanted it. Joe's reputation as a sculptor is right up there with Jeff Yeager and Trevor Grove, Joe Ladotti, and so many others who do kits for this hobby. So he's definitely earned the reputation that he has. And these are the three sharpened wood poles that come with the kit. Nice little addition to put these in there. It's a really nice, it's a nice layout. All the figures are beautifully engineered to go together very, very easily. I apologize if this is taking longer than normal to show off the figures, but I want to make sure they're rebagged with all their accessories as they come out. This is not my kit, so I gotta respect it. And then we have character number 3. It's really, really nicely done. Even beard detail in the face. Joe just knocked that out of the park. That looks really, really good. And as again, little keys on the figures. Sorry about the blurry camera. Try to fit these in as best I can with the flashing. Oops, sorry about the camera shake. There we have it. This arm doesn't want to stay in very well. Just very, very nice. Like I said, you definitely get everything that you pay for with this kit, the $230 price tag. This is well worth it. I cannot deny it. And I believe as of a little over a week ago, There are only 2 spots available, and I believe this is going to be retired by Vince. When you see the base, and I got to give you fair warning, the base is not going to fit all the way on camera. There's just no way possible. The amount of resin that it takes to cast that base has got to be through the roof. Even though it is not a full solid base, it is semi-hollow on the bottom, but it's big and it's heavy. It's a 20 inch by 15 inch base, but it's still got a good amount of weight to it. So that being said, the amount of resin he has to go through to make one of these has got to be just ridiculous. And there's character number 4. Once again, nicely detailed clothing. Excellent facial sculpt. And I do not know who all these characters are, I will be honest, because I have never seen this movie. Definitely going to have to sit down and watch it to get really good painting references for all the clothing. But Vince and Saturn Limited definitely outdid themselves with this one. And it looked just like that. The left arm again, not really wanting to stay put. And cleanup is negligible. It's probably maybe 5 or 10 minutes, maybe 15 at the most, cleaning up each and every single one of them. With little to no detail resculpting on any of these figures that I've showed you so far. And they'll be ready to go. With each one of them, I'm not picking up any mold release of any kind. They're not really slick or greasy in any way, but they'll definitely be given a good bath before they're primed and painted. And then the final of the 4 figures, or 5 figures, excuse me. And I am recording this on a Saturday night, but I will not get this posted until probably sometime Sunday afternoon or maybe Monday. The final figure in the setup. Joe, my hat's off to you on this one. This had to have taken you a while. This is definitely a builder's kit, to say the least. It'll sit just like that. Probably holding on to rope or something. I'm not sure. We'll have to look at the photos to see exactly what he's doing. And Vince definitely, he packed this thing really beautifully. Plastic bags for each of the figures with bubble wrap wrapped around them and secured with rubber bands. They showed up absolutely undamaged in any way, shape, or form. A lot of styrofoam, a lot of bubble wrap. There's the miniature hemp rope that you get with it. You get two little rocks that'll sit on the beach. Kind of nice. And I believe these puppies are definitely sold out, because I'm not sure how much more the molds could have taken. And then the resin spearheads with the wood pole handles. Very nice addition. Have wooden handles with those. And then finally the two little feelers that'll protrude out from the front of the crab shell. The blur is just getting in the way. There we go. And they'll fit on kind of like that. Let me show you. It'll fit somewhere like that. And Get all this rebagged. And this thing back in the box is going to be an adventure to say the least, but I do remember how it came out. I have to take my time and do it all correctly so she doesn't get mad at me. And now we come to the largest piece of this kit. I'm going to try it. I don't know how in the world I am going to fit this thing in frame. I'm going to turn the camera up, move the light over, because this, oh God, I need a real camera, folks. End of discussion. Move my zip kicker bottle out of the way here. As you can see, there's the base. The sand texture is rendered really beautifully. I'll see if I can bring this in closer somewhat without bumping the camera all the way. The wood detail on the logs, really, really well done. There's 4 little imprints in the sand. I'm assuming that's going to be for the crab's feet. Gigantic tree log. Yeah. This is the shelf itself. You definitely have to have one display shelf just for this. And right there at the foreground, Mysterious Island. Nice touch that put that in the sand like that. But, and this is not heavy, but it's not exactly lightweight either. And it has, oops, excuse me, didn't mean to bump the camera again, 6 little feet on the underside to keep this thing from caving in. As you can tell, it is not completely solid all the way around. It is semi-hollow. Cut down on the cost and also to cut down on the weight. I can understand why Vince would do the base like that. And the stop motion for this movie, while I'm putting this base over here off to the side, was done by none other than effects legend Ray Harryhausen. And there are a ton of Ray Harryhausen fans out there. And one of the most interesting things is that with the exception of the giant bird that you'll see on the art print, which was repurposed for the Valley of Guanji, every one of the stop motion models from this movie, including the giant crab, still exists to this day. So that's from a movie back in 1961. That's, you know, pretty damn impressive. We'll get the, there we go. And this is the box art that I mentioned earlier, Saturn Model Kits Ltd. Really, really nice. Certificate of Authenticity certifies ownership of a Saturn Limited Original Model Kit Mysterious Island Crab Attack diorama. Congratulations on ownership of this first and only representation in resin of this iconic scene. Signed by Vince Herman, 2021. Really, really nice. And then this is the 11 by 17 print that I told you about. Really, really beautiful. Giant bees, giant birds, and the giant crab. Really, really nice. And the volcano going off in the background, which is one of the central points of the film. But after they crash land on this island, the volcano starts erupting. A hell of a bad way to land on an island. I think I'd rather be greeted by Mr. Rourke and Tattoo. Overall, this kit definitely is worth the $230 price tag that was paid. I believe it is retired, sadly. I'm not sure if it's ever going to be brought back out of retirement. I will leave Vince Herman's contact information. You may get lucky. There may still be one left. There may not. I really don't know. I did not have the time today to contact him before I did this review. But there it is. Mysterious Island Crab Attack Diorama by Saturn Models Ltd. I do have to make a correction. I've already done it on Facebook and as well as my YouTube video that I did the other night. That yes, I did mistakenly call the Phantom of the Opera actor Lon Chaney Jr. and not Lon Chaney Sr. twice until I actually corrected myself. So, got to apologize for that. And while I am at it, after I posted the video initially, and this is gonna, this may sound odd to some people, but it really upset me that this happened. About 10 minutes after I posted the video, I started seeing comments popping up, and I figured, great, let's see what people have to say, and I'll reply back. Turned out that the comments were actually links to pornographic websites that were being left in my comments. Just be forewarned, that's not what I want to see in my comments. If you're somebody that's out there looking to leave links to pornographic websites because you think I might be interested, think again. It really pissed me off to see that. So if you leave links to websites of that nature and leave no comments in any way, shape, or form, you will be reported to YouTube, you will be muted, and you will be blocked. I will not tolerate that again. My website or my YouTube page is for the review of model kits only. I don't care about your interest in pornographic websites. I really don't. That is the only warning that I'm going to give. I had 7 comments from 7 different people putting up links to pornographic websites in the comment section. They were reported, they were muted, and they were blocked. End of discussion. With that in mind, this has been another review from the Figure Kit Garage. Hope everybody has a wonderful rest of your weekend. My work week starts back up again tomorrow, which is Sunday. So stay happy, stay healthy, stay safe, build a kit.